What's up, guys? Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and do some things on the website really quick. So, I'm looking at the time. I'll start reviewing in about 3 or 4 minutes, okay? Nari got in. Yay, Nari. Let's try this. No, it's not. Nope, not where I wanted to go. Let me edit it this time. No, it's not letting me edit. I'll play with it after. Hey, guys. Alright, so it's 7:30. So I told you guys I would start it here, so I'm gonna get it started. Everybody else who joins can look at it later. So last time I tried to do this with you guys, we tried to play uh, 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 what's it called? Quiz game. Man, I cannot remember that right now. Anyways, we tried to play the quiz game. Kahoot. There you go. We tried to play Kahoot, and it didn't really work out. There was too much of a lag. But I don't know if you remember, we played that little fastest finger game where basically I gave you like 5 minutes to see how many you can answer really quick, just to basically see how like quick you got it, if it's like a snap or if you have to like struggle on it. So what I want to do here is I want you guys to take a look at this, and I want you to essentially just do your best you can. Go ahead and do from 22 all the way down to 30. You could do it on a piece of paper. You can open up a Word document. If you want to type them in the chat, go ahead. I'd rather you do it in the chat when like at the final time. So try not to type them in one at a time because that kind of ruins the experience. I'll do a timer on my phone. So right now it's 7:31. Let's give you guys until 7:36, 7:37. Try and do as many of these as you can, and then we'll go over each one to make sure you get ready, okay? All you gotta do is answer the questions. Don't bother writing them. Just making sure any questions. It's blurry. Again, try not to type in all the answers one at a time here. Like I said, type them all in at the end. So try not to type them in one at a time. Write them down on a Word document. Type them on your phone, whatever makes it easiest, and then you can copy and paste them all at the end. And then I'm going to talk about it. So again, I'm going to talk about them at 7:36. I want y'all to practice these really quick. While you guys do this for the next 3 minutes, I'm going to go grab my laptop so I can monitor the chat while you guys do it. All right, so when this turns to 7:36 on my computer, I don't know if you can see it, I'm going to say submit what you got. Or actually, you know what? Submit it only when you got them all done. So if you don't have them all done, keep working. And I'm going to go down and we'll see who wins. Kind of like when we played bingo, and if you messed up, it didn't get the win if you had a wrong answer down. All right, 7:36. Go ahead and submit what you guys got. So I'm looking for the answers. Oh, I see Samiha. Maybe I should do a homework, or not homework, an assignment pass. All right, wait. Nora was first. Nora was first. So let's go over, let's see if Nora does. So 22 days register before the election, correct. Remember this, that's Virginia. Every state is different. Virginia, you must be 18 by the day of elections as a United States resident of Virginia and a resident of your precinct. Precinct is the fancy word. I'm not going to really use it, but that does eliminate Nor. Ooh, no Samiha. Y'all can re-enter it. I'm waiting to see it. I only see 22 and lack of interest. Waiting to see a person who can fix their answers and type or get them in there. There's the questions in case you're struggling or stuck. Let's take a look. We're gonna get to the electoral stuff, guys. I'll check your other answers, Nora, when you gotta fix it. Edit your answers, copy and paste it, and then put in precinct, and then I'll recheck it. Come on, this is my fun part. This is where I get to put you under a clock here. Samiha, same thing. You had the wrong, second answer was wrong, Samiha. You put state. It's not state. It's not even one of the choices. Because it says a resident of the United States. I told y'all the right answer. Y'all need to change it to precinct. It's now state. You need to change it to precinct. Oh, Danielle, that sucks. Might have to do it in two posts, Daniela. And Maurice, like I said, we will get to electoral college. It's not town, Samiha. I told you it's precinct. I told you the answer is precinct. Oh, Jabril's here. All right, Woobit finally got the point. All right, let's check Woobit's answers. 22, precinct. 202 places you can go to vote. She said registrars and DMV. That's good. Yep. Are you allowed to register by mail in Virginia? Yes. Are older people generally more likely, less likely to vote than younger people? More likely is correct. Who is generally more likely to vote? People with higher income or people with lower income? More likely, again, or higher income. Good job. People with more education or less education? More education, more likely. Um, Main reasons people fail to vote: lack of interest, failure to register, and it's voter turnout for presidential election years or years where there is only state and local elections. Woobit is the winner. Ding, ding, ding. So, just to go back, remind me tomorrow, Woobit. I'll think of something. Just go back. Tell two places you can go to register to vote. So she said DMV and registrar's office. The other answers you could have put would be, well, to go, I guess. You hit the two that you can actually go to. You can register by mail. Nowadays you can register online, but as I told you guys in class today, that doesn't mean you send an email or text this number to register. You would still have to go to like the actual website, the voting registration website, fill out the application online, and submit it that way. So, just make sure that you're aware of that. Um, Mariah, wait, I will go back up. Oh, you spaced it out. All right, hold on, hold on. Let me double check this, Mariah. I'm looking on my laptop. I know it doesn't show it on the screen, but I'm looking on my laptop. So Mariah said 22. Mariah said state. Mariah did say state. She didn't say precinct. That's where she blew it. Wah, wah, wah. Let's see, where's Rami? Yeah, most of you are unable to register. No, they just fail to register. It's not unable to register, Rami. Well, town's not right. See, the thing is, we haven't even talked about federalism or local governments yet, meaning I haven't even gone over city, town, and county. But it's when you go there, technically, like in some places, they'll ask you, what is your voting precinct? It's just another terminology thing for it, but it's just like um, how they divide up the city in terms of voting. So, all right, let's do next round. So Woobit won the first round, Electoral College time. All right, this time you only got 5 questions. The time is 7:43. Go ahead and get started at 7:47. We'll go over those. You could have gone back and retyped precinct, Mariah. I said it multiple times. Move on to the next one. Oh shoot, I gotta go get my charger. 1 second, guys. Again, try not to type them in one at a time if you can. Alright, guys. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit if you think you got them all. I know I did a little bit early, but I want to see how quick you guys are. Is Woobit gonna be first again? See, general, it's not the exact one I was thinking, but I can see why you wrote that. Number of electors determined by 33. You didn't have a horrible answer, Woobit, but it's not what it's looking for. So I gotta tell you, yeah, Woobit, that third one, number 33, it's not what it's asking for. I went over it with you today, though. Good change. There we go. Oh, Nor got it. Oh, I thought that was Woobit. Nor, fix your answers. Do it before Woobit. Alright, the rest of Woobit's right. No, Rami, not enough of yours was correct, man. Um, because you had the same answer. Number 33 was wrong for you if it was because if I told Woobit, that's not what I was looking for either. So, uh, well, I don't know your brother Smiha, so I'm gonna have to take your word for it. All right, so 31. What election one is conducted with the electoral college system? So Woobit put general election, and she's right. The general election is when I told you it's Democrats versus Republicans. I don't even think I was being that specific. I would have taken presidential election, but general election is actually the more detailed answer. So good job on that part. Wasn't number of electors in each state determined by? So we told you the fancy answer that they might use on the SOL is congressional representation or representation in Congress. Mossberg, you had a couple that I thought were a little incorrect. You need to watch how you write things, Mossberg, because it's going to be wrong on the test if you do it that way. I don't know who Mossberg is, so. Okay. Anyways, so you need to watch that. You'll understand when I say it. So, the number of elected state is determined by the United States Representatives and United States Senators. Do not put state senators and state representatives. I know it's like a small thing, like why do you have that? Because Virginia has the General Assembly where we have our own little version of Congress with where we call them state senators and we call them state representatives and so on. And that would be a wrong answer. So make sure when we're talking about how electoral college gets its numbers, it's U.S. senators plus U.S. representatives. Nora did check your answers. Raising your voice, typing in all caps at me. I said most of them were good. You just got them after a woo bit, that's all. When voters, number 33. So, back to 33. It's going to say congressional representation, or it will say U.S. senators plus U.S. representatives. Okay? 33. So, when voters cast their vote in presidential election, what are they selecting? So, a lot of you put a good answer, president and vice president. But another way you need to think about it is like we're not directly casting a one vote for one president because remember it's not by popular vote. We're casting it for a slate or a group. Slate means group at least for their circumstance of electors that are then going to cast. In our case for Virginia, our 13 electoral votes will go for one candidate. Some you put winner take all, which leads to 34. Bush 154, Kerry 145. So how many 13 electoral votes go to Bush? All 13 because we have a winner take all system. So that's why it says that. That basically that's the point of 34 is to get you to realize it's winner take all. So even though it's pretty split, it doesn't matter by how big or little you lose. You saw in this election there was a couple where it was decided by basically 1% of the vote, and yet that candidate gets all the vote because of winner take all. Candidates go to travel to large, heavy populated states during the months before the election because the large states have more electoral votes. A lot of you said that, and we're correct. And basically, the goal is to get to 270. So you're going to go to 4 states that are worth 3, 3, 3, 3 and get 12 votes? Or do you go to one state that's like Florida that's worth 29 votes? So, 2 things this thing doesn't really hit on is, yes, candidates go to large states, but small states still play an important role. So while I just gave that example, if you get 5 or 6 states that equal 3, 4, and 5, that can add up to one of those larger states. And the other thing I want to make sure I hit on before I forget is because of we are a winner-take-all system, that leads to us to being a two-party system as well, meaning that third parties really don't have a good chance of winning, or if a third party starts to get votes, even wins a state or two, it can cause the 2 main candidates to not reach 270, and then it goes down to Congress. Basically, you know, Congress is supposed to be the voice of the people, but it doesn't always work out that way. Number 34. So it's saying Bush won 54%. Kerry won 45%. How many of Virginia's 13 electoral votes do we give to Bush? Well, since Bush won, got 54%, he gets all 13 because it's winner take all. If he would have won 51 to 49, he would have gotten all 13. If he would have won 70 to 30, he would have gotten all 13. The point is, even as long as you win, you get all the electoral votes. Yes. Good job. Oh, God, I'm having a brain fart. Morgan. Good job, Morgan. All right. And we already stated more people tend to vote in presidential elections. That kind of goes with this one. Make sure you're able to read a map. Like a lot of the, like I might ask you, if you were a presidential candidate, which state might you go after? And it'll give you like California, Missouri, Virginia, and Nevada. It should be obvious California because it has 55 electoral votes. Basically, which state has the most electoral votes, therefore you're going to go after that one. That's the basis of that type of question. So I'm pretty sure we have at least one of those on there. You guys have any questions for me? That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Yeah, do you have any questions for me? I don't think he was being salty, but there you go. Go ahead and type your questions in the chat, guys. I am watching it, so just go ahead and type away. And slate is kind of like another way of saying group for this, at least for the purposes of what we're using it. So the way it words it in the, I don't like using the word because I don't use it in my everyday language, but essentially there's a slate of electors chosen by for the electoral college, and essentially those are the people. In our case, 13 is the amount of the slate of electors chosen to cast our votes. They could have easily said a group of electors, but they like to use the word slate. So that's all it really goes to in this circumstance. Will the word slate be used in test? It could be. On the SOL, I don't think I used it on our test, but it's a word you still need to be familiar with. Well, Rami, what do you feel shaky on, bud? Like, what do you want me to review with you on? And Mariah, I don't know what you mean by what was that thing we were doing in class. Great. Theodore's here. We can all get a ginger ale. Yeah, that's really all you need to know, Nor. I'm trying to keep it as simple. A lot of it will be how you can read a map. So essentially, if you can read a map, you should be good to go for the Electoral College one. And it's obviously the stuff I told you. Voting, most of the time, kids knock it out of the park. I wouldn't be super worried about that one, guys. I would study Electoral College if you really need to study something. And Mariah, I have no clue what you're talking about. That's why, Rami, you should take your time and not be done within the first 5 minutes. Like, you guys don't have to take the whole class, but please feel free to take about 15 to 20 minutes. 10 and 10. 10 questions on voting, 10 questions on electoral college. See you, Maurice. Oh, I'm glad it wasn't as laggy then. 10 and 10, Smiha. I just said that. That's probably his mom's account, Theodore. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Melanie. It'll go ahead and upload, Melanie. You'll be able to watch it. I see you, Melanie. It's fine. Like, I'll go ahead and turn off the recorder, and it'll just upload. Then you could just watch it at your leisure. Okay? Hard questions. I don't. You know, questions are always challenging. No problem, Melanie. Any other questions, guys, before I sign off? Question one. You're not gonna fail, Samia. You get like hundreds. I don't want to hear that crap. Be confident. You got this. 55, Luke. I don't know if you're quizzing each other. Should I not answer that, Luke? I don't know if you're quizzing me or quizzing them. That's the congressional representation, Mariah. Um, and what it is so we in Virginia we have 11 representatives and 2 senators. So 2 plus 11 equals 13. What you'll have to do, Theodore, is once I turn off the stream, if you look like on if you click on this my YouTube account name, you'll be able to see like my video collection, like the past reviews. This one might take like 5 minutes, but it will save, and then you can watch it. So to answer your question, Lubit, Francesca, I saw it. We'll see. I was really preferring to get this done with tomorrow because Thursday, Monday, we're starting a new unit. But anyways, a little bit to answer your question. Everywhere it goes up. What happens every 10 years? They do a census, and essentially it's like how many people they go. Not every single house, but they go to a certain amount of houses. How many people are living here? Blah blah blah. And they figure out basically it's a pretty good estimate of where everybody's at, and how many people are living there. And so based on those numbers, they'll adjust the electoral college. So if everywhere goes up, well, then they all still stay within equivalency of each other. Um, so essentially, let me give you an example. If Virginia, okay, let's just say we have 1 million people. I don't know. I'm way off on that number. I know we probably have more than that. I know we have more than that actually, but just easy numbers. We have 1 million people, and Maryland has 1 million people as well. Or let's say they have 750 because we have 13, they have 10 votes. Now, if everywhere goes up, let's say we go up by 200,000 to go to 1,200,000. Maryland goes up by 250,000. So they're now at 1 million. Well, everybody went up, but they went up a little bit more. And basically in relation now, like, okay, well, they might take away one of our electoral votes and give it to Maryland, thus making us 12 and Maryland 11. If your birthday is the day after the election, then you can't vote. You have to be 18 the day of the election, Samiha. You can register for 17, and then your birthday is like November 1st, 2nd, 3rd, whatever, but it has to be you have to be 18 before you vote. So yes, if you were born on November 9th this year, it would suck for you. Who is Woobit? Woobit's one of is a very, 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 very smart kid. No, we're gonna give you maps, Rami, on the test. There will be maps. You'll be able to, it's not like you have to memorize how many electoral votes each state has. If I had to say one, it's probably Virginia, worst case. It's based on the congressional representation, Mariah. So each state is different. It's not just like you can say one. I understand, Mariah, but I mean, do you get it? Like each state's different. It's based on how many senators and congressmen, representatives they have. Rami got banned for spamming at the very beginning. Happy birthday, Melanie. Because you add up the senators and the representatives. Yes, I just said that we're going to give you a map if we need to. If it's a question revolving around knowing the exact number, you will be given an electoral college map. Do not guess it's the size. So like Alaska is our largest state, but they only have 3 electoral votes because nobody lives there. Okay, I'll say it. 538 total amount of electoral votes, 270 to win. I think 270 is on the test, to be honest. I can't remember off the top of my head. So, good question. All right, anything else, guys? You can retake any test. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the stream. I'll type in any more questions if you need to.